Hello everyone and welcome to Day Trader S&P 500. It is November 20th, 2025, almost 6 a.m. Eastern, up early this morning as usual. Wanted to get all of our YouTube subscribers caught up with our newsletter subscribers. There you see all the different, speaking of newsletter subscribers, all the different systems that we have, beginning with the auto trade system, which is everyone is switching to, something everybody's liking for obvious reasons. There's our other subscription services, the monthly, which is by far the most popular of the newsletter subscriptions. I put out reports every day, sometimes twice a day. We have triggers and targets, which is a video subscription, an annual subscription, a NASDAQ, and another video on demand. You can see all the different things that the video on demand offers there. Okay, and without further ado, let's get into, let me throw that back to the home page where it should have been to begin with. There we go. And I want to talk about Nvidia, since that's all anybody seems to want to talk about. We're looking at an hourly chart. Here is the all-time high on October 29th, very similar to all the indexes all-time high. We have a 1 down and a 2 up. There's where 3 equals 1, and there is, see if I can get that in there, where it equals 1.618. Okay, so it hasn't even reached the 1 to 1. This could be an ABC. Okay, as soon as it goes above there, then it appears that that correction would be over. So it's getting very close, and we have our after hours there. So that's where we are with Nvidia. For now, we'll call it an ABC pattern. Let's take the magnet off, and there's the C target down there at 166.96. We'll see how that plays out. I'm going to get to the ES, E-mini futures. Let's look at the hourly here. Okay, let's make a full screen out of this. Okay, we have our all-time high again, October 29th. We have a wave 1 down, a wave 2 up. Here's where wave 3 targets are. Okay, 64.57 and a quarter, 61.83. Those are the 1.618 and Fibonacci 2.618 targets. Okay, then from the 1 2 up, we have a 1 down with a circle, a 2 up, and here's where those wave 3 targets are. The 1.0 is 65.7150. The 1618 is 64.29 and a quarter. And the 2618 is 61.99 and a quarter. So we've got the 1 2 at 1 degree of trend. We have a 1 2 at a 2nd degree of trend, and we have a 1 2 at a 3rd degree of trend. And look what that did yesterday or today, early morning. The target and the actual, the 786 target, should I say, and the actual are the same, a direct hit, not within 1 point, but definitely direct hit. Okay, so from there we have a 1 down and a 2 up in parentheses. Here are the wave 3 targets, 65.50 and a half, 64.23, and 62.16. You'll notice that I put in the 2618 on these, and that's because it's a third of third wave. This is a third of third of third wave. It is until, like we say, what's the first thing we ask ourselves when making a chart or a trade? Where is it wrong? This too is wrong when it goes above this wave 2 high with a circle. This wave 2 is wrong when it goes above this wave 2 high. And this wave 2 wrong is when it goes above the all-time high. So until these are broken, we have a third of third of third wave at 3 degrees of trend. And even if and when this 2 goes above here, it's still a wave 3 of 3 at 2 degrees of trend. Okay, so this would be breaking it at the smallest degree of trend. Okay, unless and until that happens, we expect this to go down, obviously. Okay, let's get into, this was the hourly. I think I want to look at the 10-minute here. All right, here is from that wave 2 high. We've got a 1 2 3 4 5 down, direct hit within 1 3/4 of a point. And now we have that retrace. Again, there's that 786 right on to the exact target. So that is what we're looking at. Of course, we already gave those downside targets. So let's get into the report I just put out a little bit ago this morning, early morning. Let's see what we got. There's our systems, our auto trade systems. Like I said, everybody's going to it. Seems to be doing, not seems to be, it's doing quite well. Of course, we got to have a trading system, got to have a money management system, and we got to have the discipline to stay within both systems. Otherwise, you're doomed. Okay, you can't just wing it. Well, you can, but 80% of all trading accounts go to zero, and that's the main reason why. So that's what we have. There's our systems there, and you can see our auto trades, triggers and targets. There's that there. It goes back to, I think, the middle of September. Okay, there's our recent rankings there. Auto trades, you don't have to sit there and watch the markets and charts all day. I do that for you. Okay, I don't know if I've shown you guys this most recent testimonial, but Joe says, just want to show my appreciation to you and send you another testimonial. I read your report this evening. This was a couple nights or so ago, and had the confidence to get short with size on ES futures. I've included another screenshot. I have followed your every guru in the business for 30 years, and you're not only the most accurate, you're the most sincere person I've followed. There's no BS, no fluff with your service, just absolute confidence for me, and I can't thank you enough. You've changed my trading career from a solid even trader to a money making I never thought possible. This is funny. Please feel free to raise your rates as I'm a customer for life. And there's more testimonials on our testimonial page. And this is his screenshot. Looks like 54,260 for that day. Not a bad day, if I don't say so. Anyway, he did good. Okay, so we're thankful for the testimonials. There's our disclaimer. I want to show you guys. There's our wave 2 target. There's that hourly chart. 67.57, hit it right on the nose. So we're looking for wave 3 of 3 of 3 down. There are the targets which you guys already saw. Okay, we said from our previous report that we thought wave 2 would go much higher, and it did. They gotta shake out the shorts before they bring it down. That's typical of wave 2s, and you can see these wave 2s. There's a 786 at that wave 2. There's a 618 at that wave 2, and there's another 786 at this wave 2. So they bring it down, shake out the shorts, bring it down, shake out the shorts, bring it down, shake out the shorts. So then when they take it down, the shorts have all been stopped. Not all, but some. You got to put those stops up high. Okay, so there's the verbiage there. As long as that 6801 holds, this 2 is in play. Again, like I said, even if it doesn't hold, we still have wave 3 of 3 at 2 degrees of trend. We'll see how it plays out. Okay, there's all that verbiage saying the same. There's those wave 3 targets, which are these up here. I think that might be it. I wanted to get to the, again, first question, where is it wrong? We know that. Where is it right? We need to move below the 66. I'll show it here. We need to move below this low here, 66.14 3/4. Okay, that confirms the wave count, and these moves above these wave 2 highs delete the wave count or make it negative or invalidate, whatever word you want to use there. Okay, here's the Fibonacci time spiral. Interesting with this last turn date of yesterday, 11/19. We could see a low on the 18th and a high on the 20th, so it's plus or minus 1 day. The next turn date is December the 2nd, and yeah, I'll show you guys that. Well, yeah, it made a low and it made a high, so count it either way you want. Call them both within a day, okay? The steps we need to see to confirm a change in trend, and we need 5 waves down, which is basically wave 1. We need 3 waves up to a lower high, which is basically wave 2. We need another 5 waves down below the wave 1 low. That's basically wave 3. We need to see a 4th wave up lower than the wave 1 low. All those were achieved, and then we need a fifth wave down to below the third wave low. All those were achieved, and since Elliott waves are fractals of themselves at different degrees of trend, what is completed at one degree of trend, the smallest, must now be completed at the next larger degree of trend, which it was. There's our signals here, if you will, okay? And I've been looking for a change in trend literally every day, basically since the March low and even before then. This is the farthest we've ever gotten to where we actually had at 2 degrees of trend those 5 steps needed to confirm a change in trend. Again, those wave 2 highs have to hold for this to continue to be true, but we just moved to a short position with the wave 2 up, okay, on the 14th. Intermediate, we're still long against that April low right there, and long term, we're long against the October of 2022 low, okay? And there's our Fibonacci time spiral with the low dates going from the May low, okay? And it's called all these lows, and the next one shows January 11th of 2026. We'll see how that plays out, okay? So we got a couple different Fibonacci time spirals working. We got this one calling the lows, and we have this one from the all-time high calling the next turning points, lows and highs. And in this case, it was both a low or a high. I don't know how you guys want to count it. It's either or it's both, but I think I'll show you guys that on the chart here. Yeah, we've got a low on the 18th, and let's make that, yeah, and a high on the 20th, which just began in the wee hours. So there's the low on the 18th, there's a high on the 20th, and the turn date was the 19th. So maybe you can say it caught them both, okay? So we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how these wave 2 highs hold. As long as they hold, we're down. And that's it for today. And until next time, take care, everyone.